The name Dracula evokes images of vampires, ancient castles, and bloodthirsty evil, thanks to Bram Stoker's famous 1897 novel. But behind the myth of a fictional character lies a real historical figure, a man even more terrifying than his literary counterpart, Vlad III, also known as Vlad the Impaler or Vlad Dracula. This notorious 15th century ruler of Wallachia, a region in present-day Romania, earned his fearsome nickname due to his brutal methods of warfare and governance, particularly his infamous use of impalement to punish enemies and maintain control. This is the real-life story of Vlad the Impaler, a saga for power, revenge, and bloodshed. Vlad III was born in 1431 in the town of Sighisoara, Transylvania. Vlad's father, Vlad II, was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a Christian chivalric order tasked with defending Europe against the expanding Ottoman Empire. It was from this membership that Vlad II earned the name Dracul, meaning dragon in Romanian. Vlad III, as his son, became known as Dracula, or son of the dragon. The political landscape of Vlad's early life was one of constant upheaval, as Wallachia sat between two powerful warring empires, the Christian kingdoms of Europe and the Muslim Ottoman Empire. Vlad's father often found himself caught between the interests of Hungary and the Ottomans, who sought to expand their control into Eastern Europe. When Vlad III was still a boy, his father was summoned by the Ottoman Empire to pledge his loyalty. As a sign of good faith, Vlad II was forced to leave his son as a hostage at the Ottoman court. Vlad spent several years in captivity, but was educated in philosophy, science, and warfare. He also endured psychological torment, which contributed to his bloodthirsty ferocity he later exhibited as a ruler. Because of his captivity, Vlad harbored deep hatred for the Ottoman Empire that had held him captive for so many years. In 1448, after being released from captivity by the Ottomans, Vlad made his first attempt to seize the throne of Wallachia. It was a region in turmoil, with a number of nobles fighting Vlad to be ruler and to claim the throne. Although Vlad was successful, his first reign was short-lived and lost the throne to the nobles and elites, who continued to fight amongst themselves for power. But in 1456, with the support of Hungarian nobleman John Hunyadi, Vlad regained the throne and consolidated power. It was during his second reign that Vlad earned the moniker Vlad the Impaler. Wallachia was a small and vulnerable principality, constantly threatened by both the Ottomans and rival noble families who desired the throne. To keep his power, Vlad ruled with an iron fist, resorting to extreme measures to punish those who opposed him. His favored method of execution was impalement, a horribly painful death in which a sharpened stake was driven through the victim's rectum or abdomen and left to die slowly and painfully. Vlad's use of impalement was not limited to traitorous nobles or criminals. He famously used the technique against invading Ottoman forces. In one of his most infamous acts, Vlad ordered the impalement of 20,000 Ottoman soldiers during the defense of the city of Târgu in 1462. According to contemporary accounts, Sultan Mehmed II retreated after seeing Vlad's horrific forest of the impaled, a ghastly display of corpses that lined the road, a warning to all who dared attack or oppose his rule. This grim tactic ended the invasions by the Ottoman Empire, at least for a while. Vlad's cruelty extended to his domestic policies as well. He distrusted the boyars, the noble class, whom he blamed for the instability in Wallachia. In 1457, to secure loyalty, Vlad invited hundreds of boyars to a banquet and then arrested them. Some were impaled, while others were forced into hard labor, effectively breaking the power of the aristocracy. Despite his terrifying reputation, Vlad was seen by many as a hero. Vlad deemed his brutal tactics as necessary to protect his people from Ottoman encroachment and to maintain order in a region beset by chaos. His success in stopping the expansion of the Ottoman Empire into Europe earned him respect from the Christian rulers in Europe. However, the Ottoman Empire was not finished with Vlad the Impaler. In 1462, after 5 years of rule, Vlad's enemies, including his own brother Radu, unified and were successful at defeating his armies. Radu was installed as the Ottoman-backed ruler of Wallachia, and Vlad was forced to flee. He sought refuge with the Hungarian king, Matthias Corvinus, but was instead imprisoned for several years, most likely because the Hungarian king wanted to maintain peaceful relations with the Ottomans. After a period of captivity, Vlad was released and returned to Wallachia for a third but short reign in 1476. His grip on power was tenuous, as his enemies were too numerous to defend against. Later that same year, Vlad was killed in battle against the Ottomans, likely during a skirmish in the region of present-day Romania. He was reportedly decapitated, and his head sent to the Ottoman king as proof of his death. Vlad's death did not end the fascination of who he was and what he did. It had actually just begun. While he was reviled by many for his cruelty, he was also hailed as a national hero in Romania, particularly for his resistance against Ottoman expansion. His brutal methods, while horrifying, were seen by some as necessary for the survival of Wallachia in a time of constant threat. In the centuries following his death, the stories of Vlad's cruelty became interwoven with folklore and embellished by foreign accounts. The tales of Vlad Dracula II eventually reached Western Europe, where they inspired Bram Stoker's Count Dracula. Stoker's fictional vampire borrowed Vlad's name and Transylvanian origins, but the supernatural aspects were the creation of Bram Stoker and subsequent writers who embellished his legend and the man he was. Today, Vlad the Impaler remains a complex figure, both a national symbol in Romania and a chilling reminder of the brutal realities of medieval warfare. While much of his life is shrouded in legend, his historical impact as a ruthless but effective ruler continues to captivate historians and the public alike. The real Dracula was a man whose thirst for power and vengeance left an indelible mark on history. Though his rule was short-lived, his actions were brutal and remembered for the bloody and depraved way Vlad Dracula killed his enemies. We hope you enjoyed our exploration of the real Vlad Dracula and invite you to join us in our next episode.